everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm doing a author spotlight, and today's author is Aurora Rose Reynolds. So I've read Aurora's books since 2014, and I've just honestly been loving her books ever since I read Until November, like eons ago. And I have read everything she's written and has currently out. I've read everything, which I feel like is so rare nowadays to like completely read an author and just like read all of their works, but she's one of them, and I wanted to talk about her books and what books I think you should start with and all of that jazz. So she has about like 20 or 21 books that are currently out, and she has a few on the way and stuff, but which I will talk about after. So yeah, I'm going to talk about all of her books, and then I'm going to say which ones I think you should start with first. Her first series though is the Until series. So the first book is Until November, Until Trevor, Until Lily, and Until Nico. So this is the first series that I read by her. I love these covers, first of all, and the spines. This follows basically a family of brothers who find love. I absolutely love this series, and I've read each book at least like twice. I think I've read Until November like 4 times. I just love this series so much, and I highly recommend. And these are sadly the only books that I own by her in physical copy. I do plan on eventually buying like all of her books, but for now these are the only ones that I have. And from the Until series, she actually has 2 spin-off series about their kids. So the first spin-off is the Until Her series. So we have Until July, Until June, Until Ashlyn, and Until Harmony. And then there's the Until Him series, which is also a spin-off. That is Until Jax, Until Sage, and Until Cobi, which is actually not out yet, but it was announced. And I highly recommend reading all of those books in publication order. So I think it's Until July, and then Until June, and then Until Jax, and then Until Ashlyn, and then Until Sage, and then Until Harmony, I think. Just look at the publication date order, because they kind of intertwine, like Until Her series and Until Him series kind of intertwine because they're all about all of their kids. And then we have the Underground Kingz series or trilogy. No, it's a series. The first book is Assumption, Obligation, Distraction, and Infatuation, which is actually not out yet, so I don't know if it's official or not, but it is on Goodreads. So this is also a companion series, so you don't have to read them in order. They do all connect. And the first book is actually a cousin to these guys. It's super complicated. A lot of her books intertwine. I feel like once you start reading her books, like you kind of get it. And this is about a guy, I think, who works as like a detective or like EI or something like that. And she works at a hospital, but is also a part-time stripper or escort. I can't really remember what it is. But yeah, I really love this series as well. I think it's super great. And then she has her Shooting Stars series, which is a lot more emotional and like deeper. The first book is Fighting to Breathe, Wide Open Spaces, and One Last Wish, which is actually not out yet either. So, and I don't think any of these intertwine. I can't remember. I think these are all just companion. But basically it's about a girl and a guy who fell in love very young, and something tragic happened that made them separate, and I think 15 years later they reunite and tensions are high and stuff happens. Literally me describing book. Stuff happens. This is super short, but really heartwarming and beautiful, and I totally recommend, as well as the second book. Next, we have a standalone, which is called Falling Fast. This follows a guy who is recovering from an accident in the Marines, and he is running this bar now, I think, and this woman, Gia, comes and works at the bar, and stuff happens. I'm so bad at explaining books. Yeah, I think this is like one of my least favorite books by Aurora. I think I gave it like 3 stars. I still do recommend it because it wasn't bad or anything. And then she has another small trilogy, which is like a quick, I think it's like maybe 60 pages. Like each thing is really short. Yeah, they're kind of like erotica, quick short stories. So the first one is Justified, the second one is Liability, and the third one is not out yet. I don't think it's coming out. It's called Verdict. And they're basically published under C.A. Rose. And then we have her last series that is currently out. It's called the Fluke My Life series. The first one is called Running into Love, Stumbling into Love, and Tossed into Love. And these basically follow sisters who each find love. They're super cute and adorable, and I really like them. I think book 2 is my favorite, and the third book, Tossed into Love, comes out in August, by the way. Alright, so basically the way that I would recommend reading Aurora's books is publication date order, which I know is really complicated and boring, but I do recommend it reading that way. I do recommend starting with her Untitled trilogy or series, but I have to say this particular series is not written the best. Her best work is later. Like, she develops as an author, and you clearly see that. You clearly see she gets better at writing and storytelling and character development and even romance. She gets better at it with each book. So this is her first work. It's not her best work. I just kind of want to say that. It's not a masterpiece. However, I still love it, and I totally still recommend it if you are not picky with books like I am. Like, I'm not picky at all. So I totally recommend giving it a shot. They are super short, so I feel like you can breeze through these in a couple hours, so I think they're great. But I do recommend starting with these. If you've read all these, love them, I would recommend reading the Underground Kingz, just because you might get confused after. So I feel like read these, read the Underground Kingz, and then I would start with the Until Her and Until Him series and look at the publication date of each book and read those in release date order, because I feel like you'll be kind of confused as to like whose kid is whose, who's related to who, like all that kind of stuff. So I would just do it that way. Plus, like, couples get spoiled in other books, so that's just what I say. And then I would probably recommend her Fluke My Life series after you read all that, and then her other series you can read after. I think if you really enjoy her books, you'll just kind of want to read everything. But yeah, I definitely recommend starting with these guys. And aside from the few other books that she has not released yet, like Until Cobi, Verdict, One Last Star, or One Last Wish, aside from those other books, I don't know if she'll ever release those ones. I know Until Cobi is for sure, but other than that, I don't really know. But she did announce a new series that's coming in 2019, which I'm really excited about. It's going to be published with Montlake Romance, who published her Fluke My Life series. It's going to be a trilogy. It says it's official in 2019. I will have an all-new series with Montlake Romance. Series How to Catch an Alpha Male. 1, Caught by the Hot Guy. 2, Baited by the Bad Boy. And 3, Hooked by the Sheriff. So yeah, that's coming in 2019. I'm super excited. I kind of knew it was about like time that she would release some news about a new series, because the Fluke My Life trilogy is officially over in August. I did read an arc of it. It was great. Yeah, I totally recommend her books if you love some great romance, some quick, nice, gooey romance. If you have read her books, let me know how you feel about them and which one is your favorite. I have to say Until November is probably my favorite, because it's just my favorite. And I think I also really love Until Ashlyn. I think that's one of my other favorites as well. I hope you guys check out Aurora's books. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, follow me on all my other social media, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!